Well, I guess the best way I can describe it is a feeling of elation. Along with so many Catholics throughout the world and so many people throughout the world, we don't realize until we lose a pope how much he means to us, how much he signifies in terms of a voice for peace and justice and mercy and goodness, things that we find so little of sometimes in the world. And here's this figure that is constantly speaking the good news of Jesus, speaking the gospel. It means a lot to me, and I'm a bishop, but I think certainly to all people around the world, whether they're Catholic or not. So it's a feeling of joy, and I would frankly feel that no matter who was elected, because I trust that God is in the process, at work. He's promised Peter and the apostles that he would take care of his church and that he would make Peter and his successors, by inference, also faithful, keep him faithful to Jesus. So I trust that. Last year I received a call from a person in Rome, and he said he was the prefect of the dicastery for bishops. That's the Vatican's organization that's in charge of selecting bishops. They do the vetting of candidates, and they present a list to the Pope with biographies and so on. Obviously, it's a very important work. I didn't know why this person would be calling me. It turned out that he was asking me to come in September of last year to speak to the new bishops gathered from around the world on the question of migration and a bishop's ministry to immigrants. So I had that opportunity to meet, to speak with the present Holy Father. I went into my files and I found a letter he wrote me with his signature. And then I had the opportunity, of course, to meet him when I went to Rome. He introduced me to the bishops. So it's beyond words in some way, just to have that personal connection. I never thought that would really happen again after Pope Francis. Right. Well, I think the first thing we need to say about any pope is that he's Catholic. And so we knew there was going to be continuity in that sense. And that what is important to Jesus and to his teaching, to the gospel, remains always in every age important to the church. Every pope, though, does have his own style and of course his own particular focus among the many teachings of Christ. And I do think we will see a great deal of continuity in those emphases. He will have a different personality. Don't expect him just to be a clone of Pope Francis, right? But he is a missionary. He gave his life to the peripheries, as Pope Francis used to always call it. That outreach is in his DNA in a certain sense. And so we can expect that we will have a pope that knows about reaching beyond the comfortable confines of what we've experienced, what we know, to reach out to those who maybe haven't been able to hear the message before, or who have been left to the side and forgotten because of their poverty or whatever other circumstances of their life. I think this pope will have a real laser focus on those things. To have another pope from Latin America, I think it's really significant. I should say the Americas, but if you ask him, I think he would tell you he's from Latin America, because that's what a missionary is. he goes from his own place and he becomes a part of that place, of that community. Pope Leo, as using his new name, he went so far as to become a Peruvian citizen. So, wow, que gran bendición! What a great blessing for people of Latino culture and background. Certainly for people around the world, but you know, there's such a beautiful blending in the culture between the way of living and the faith that I've always believed that it has so much to offer to the world, and we'll see that carried on in Pope Leo XIV. I feel pretty confident that he'll be very supportive of my ministry here and my ministry nationally with the Committee for Migration. I know that he'll be supportive of that. The personal connection, in a sense, has already been made, and I know that he will be supportive of this continuing work, and I'll certainly try to be supportive of him. Mm-hmm.